My name is Selena, and everything makes me cry. Songs, drama in movies, mean people. Even writing about my condition in this journal. I hate acknowledging my weakness, and reading about it on paper makes it that much more inescapable. I'm what you would call an HSP, a highly sensitive person. Years of therapy and mood stabilizers have proven ineffective in regulating my emotional flooding. Neither the empathy of my soft-spoken mother, telling me that my sensitivity is a gift, nor the no-nonsense efforts of my father, who warns me that being oversensitive is going to make me have a miserable life, has helped me overcome this condition. When I see bruised fruit in the produce section, injured from someone's careless handling, I cry. When I see the flattened, lifeless body of roadkill on the side of the road, I cry. If I'm in the mall, people watching, I'll see a happy couple walk by and feel the tightness begin in my throat. I'll hold back as long as I can, but then the realization of my own lonely existence in the world ushers forth water from my eyes. I can't help myself. It's not for lack of trying that I can't control my crying. I think I've watched every YouTube video on how to not let things bother you, subscribed to numerous CBT newsletters, and attended several seminars on how to master one's emotions. All to no effect. I've been called too many different names to count, from elementary school to adulthood, by people labeling my so-called weak emotional state. I've had awful treatment from folks wanting to toughen me up. What they don't realize is not everything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger. For me, every verbal strike created another psychological wound by which I bled tears. One day, the algorithm of the internet began to show me an interesting advertisement on the web pages I was visiting. A nanotechnology company, known for their miracle products, was offering a treatment for various mental health issues at their research facility in Austin. After doing some research on their site, I decided to sign up for a consultation with Nanophile Laboratories. After an hour-long intake process on the phone, and confirmation that the treatments were covered by my insurance, I made an appointment for their neuromodification and mental optimization procedure. 6 weeks later, I was on a plane bound for Texas. The NMOP treatment consisted of a one-time outpatient visit that lasted 3 hours. I arrived at the facility at 7 a.m. and was back in my hotel room, supposedly cured, by 3 p.m. I was given a headset-type device to wear for the next 24 hours that would monitor my brain activity remotely. The gadget looked like an ordinary pair of bone conduction headphones. I adjusted them on my head as I lay back on the pillows of the hotel bed to watch some television. I must have clicked through more than 200 channels. Bored by what I saw, I turned off the flat screen and followed the hunger pangs I felt, down to the dining hall. There was a terrified-looking waitress in training shadowing my server. Her trainer was an unsympathetic guy who barked at her every time she mixed up a person's order or forgot how to call out the menu items to the cooks. Her eyes welled up with tears as she served my meal. When she bent forward to set down my plate, a single teardrop floated down from her eye and into the glass of water sitting in front of me. Disgusted by what I had just seen, I canceled my order. Who knew what other bodily fluids she had mustered to drip onto my meal? She stood there, dumbfounded, as I pushed away from the table and walked towards the exit. The maitre d' stopped me and asked me if there was anything wrong with my meal. I told him about the incompetence of the waitress whose tears fell into my water and walked away before I could hear his apology. I stopped by the deli next door for a sandwich. I noticed that the young guy who stepped behind the counter to take my order had just got up from one of the dining tables. He had been playing on his cell phone while wearing the latex gloves that were to be used while preparing food. I asked for the manager, and when she arrived, I told her that until she taught her employees proper food handling and sanitation, that not only would I not be patronizing their restaurant, but that I'd be posting as many negative reviews about their establishment online as possible. She scolded the guy and told him to change his gloves. I left without ordering. I managed to find something decent to eat at a salad bar down the street. Other than having to tell the cashier about her too loud perfume that was overpowering the smell of the food, reprimanding the sagging pants of the guy standing in front of me at the crosswalk, and telling his girlfriend that her leggings were sure enough to show her bare ass, the rest of my evening was pretty uneventful. For some reason, none of the people I spoke with appreciated my feedback. I dropped the headset off at the hospital the next morning as I headed out to catch my flight home. The taxi ride to the airport was probably the most enjoyable part of the trip. The radio was on, playing the song Drive by Incubus. Though I've never had an addiction, something about its melancholic chords and pleading lyrics always made me cry. Today was the first time I listened to it from start to finish without sobbing. That could only mean one thing. The treatment worked. Through the taxi window, I saw a squashed armadillo on the side of the road. It was there on my way in too. Ugh. Where was Public Works when you needed them? It's okay to cry.